Hello, welcome to the Roy Rogers News Channel. Anyway, today I'm gonna eat my words. You heard me right. We are. I'm going to eat my words. So, in other words, I'm going to film the tournament today. So the former one is not my last tournament. Okay, so old Keith and TJ look pretty extreme. Let's go ahead and spectate this. Okay, well, that one wasn't obvious. I think he's gonna sack Caesar, whoever's doing this. So, Zangoose. Zangoose can have a lot of attack, but if it depends on the boost. Does Zangoose have enough boost to increase its attack? That we're not going to know unless we watch this battle, of course. So, Blastoise. It's gonna be interesting though. Swords Dance. Like I said, Zangoose needs its boosts in order to be effective. So, Blastoise is here. So this is this may be Blastoise's last time it stays, but the Salic Berry activates, which means attack and speed, and Zangoose gets to have a little bit of some fun with Blastoise, which means that Blastoise may have a chance of fainting, because Zangoose, let me go and pop him up here. I think Zangoose can either learn Fail or Revenge, or Frail, sorry, Frail. Zangoose. And I don't have it in my Pokedex, so who knows what it learns. Now, telling by this tournament, I think it's a UU tournament. I haven't looked at the forums yet. I may try to get the title of this tournament just for you guys. Okay, interesting. Yep. Swellow is going to call it. Zangoose is going to faint. Now both Pokemon are going to be alright, Pepper Poots has confirmed to us that UU and NU are the only ones checked. Whoa. Dolphin better switch. Or Donphan better switch, because it doesn't have all that boost. Okay. Didn't even know that today was a tournament. So. Okay. What is Hitmonlee going to do? Hitmonlee may what's the word? Hitmonlee may try to outsmart Donphan. Donphan needs to switch to... Oh. Yeah, Miltank is not going to take that very well. Miltank is going to switch back to Dolphin. And Hitmonlee's gonna go back to Bunker. Bunker may switch because, you know, or he's gonna stay in. I think the whole plan here, I think he has a plan for Hitmonlee. I think what he wants to do is make sure that Donphan is stuck with Hitmonlee. He doesn't want to be trapped with Argon. So, okay. Let's see. Let's see what's going to happen here. All right, Miltank. Return. So, old Keith is making an excellent comeback here. Gorbis. Okay. Okay, Gorbis has enough bulk. So Hitmonlee's defeating, and that is game. And meanwhile, I'm going to spectate with there we go. Slow King. Okay, this is interesting. So, there we go. And by the way, I think I should say this in the video. This video is free to go in archives. If anyone's talking about Steelix or Amistar or whatever, and if I have it on footage, on tape, then you can use my video. It's okay. The video, the reason why I film tournaments is because I try to make sure that my I try to promote my my journalism skills. So, you know, tournaments are news, and yeah, tournaments are news. Now, Clefable may try to okay. Clefable is gone. Thought Clefable was going to switch, but I guess not. Well, I mean, he was at red anyway, so I think he might have wanted to, I think he wanted to sack Clefable for Mischievous. Okay. Hitmonlee has just fainted. Okay. Iron Man. Okay. Very well then. Okay. Wow, that surf really did a lot. Ooh. Okay, wow. for some reason, Blastoise is gone. Okay. Okay, and the leftovers, I think the leftovers may just help out Porygon here. Okay. Okay. Porygon just keeps breaking those subs. It's kind of interesting to watch. Okay. Both of them are like T-bolting each other to death. But Misdreavus just got paralyzed. So now watch Porygon 2 watch Porygon 2 take over. Okay. T-bolt, another T-bolt. And recover. Another T-bolt. Okay. T-bolt. Another T-bolt. Had to recover. Interesting. T-bolt. Okay. They're just going to keep exchanging T-bolts back and forth, if you notice. Recover. Misdreavus is paralyzed, but Misdreavus may have something under its sleeve, like something along the lines of Pain Split, possibly. T-bolt. Okay. Porygon 2 may just outlive Misdreavus. I don't know. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say that. That Misdreavus is going to live, or live or die, but all I can say is that Porygon 2 may just grip the match again. It looks like that almost. Now, Misdreavus is this time defeating Nick Hillar. So GG for him. Okay. And now, I don't think there's another tournament going on over here. But over here, though, oh yeah, definitely. There are tournaments going on right now. Okay. Red Viper of Dorn. Okay. Interesting. Sounds a bit intimidating, too. Ouch. Okay. If Caesar continues to do more swords dances, then it can set up and then pretty much ruin Blastoise's chances. And pretty much destroy parties. Now, Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs is holding on. Oh. Ah, can he hold on? Oh my. Now it just depends on speed, folks. Oh my. Kingler's really going to do something. Oh my. Crab Hammer. I knew he had the Crab Hammer. Okay. License to Wall. Interesting. I don't think he's gonna kill him per se, but I think what he's gonna do is he's going to switch. He's gonna force Mr. Krabs to switch out, and then Mr. Krabs is gonna be coming back, spikes, and Mr. Krabs faints. That's literally what might happen. Or Mr. Krabs could possibly return. Probably doubt that. Okay. And Blastoise is going to shrug off the... Yep, I was right. I was right. He's going to roar him out. And... yeah, one of the worst Pokemon to have roared out. So... okay. Blastoise has a little secret. Just roar, and you'll do well. Okay. I have Candy. Okay, interesting. Interesting to name my mascot that. Really interesting. Okay. Hypno is an example of a special wall in the UU tier. So Hypno can be used, but you know. Oh, the Wish. Okay. Okay, license to wall leftovers has been placed. Okay, great. And Blastoise may just do waterfall or something along the lines of that. Okay. And Hypno may just, now it's just a race between the bulk walls. Who can affect more, and who may take the match. Now, one thing though, Blastoise is there. It's barely even living. But keep in mind, the other side has spikes, so Blastoise may just take the match. Now Dolphin's going to hope to Rapid Spin, I think. If Dolphin doesn't have Rapid Spin, then yeah. Or he'll be beaten to the punch, and he'll just faint. Mr. Krabs is spiked and out. And we're gonna take a little mini break here. So, okay.
Like whose Pokemon belongs to the person you spectate. Never mind, he has a Zangoose.
Alright. Hello guys, I'm back, but this time we have extra commentary. Panda JJ, would you like to say hello?
Hey, Panda here.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is gonna be interesting, and Zangoose really needs to get its boosts here, and I don't. Do you think that thing is Salic buried?
I'm actually not too sure about Zangoose. I actually haven't played too much UU, but well, now it just endured, so I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, I think that Zangoose is gonna sweep right now. Not sure if it can take down the Umbreon, but otherwise it's gonna sweep.
How about Crawdad there?
Well, Throwdown has terrible defenses. Oh, I totally forgot it has Flail, so yeah, now it's gonna sweep everything. Unless this Umbreon runs Quick Attack or something.
Yeah, just a matter of time before Zangoose is one-hit KO'd.
You need priority now because it has +1 and it has +2 attack as well. Yeah, it's just over.
Alright, and GG for Strider. Strider gets that victory, I think, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So. Okay, interesting. TJ apparently hears me. So, Nick Hillar.
Yeah, we can watch Nick.
Alright. Yeah, I've seen him play some really interesting moves and stuff. So, there's Slow King. Do you? Oh yeah, Silverwind doesn't have much effect. So yeah, I think that's legal, right? Having Slow King there.
Yeah, Silverwind is special, so it's not affected by Sword Stance. The thing is, unless the Slow King has Flamethrower or something, it can take a while to wear down the Scizor. So it's gonna take a good chunk of damage before it can do something back.
Yeah. Did any of you hear that? Panda gave you a free tip. Run Flamethrower on Slow King, because you never know if you bump into a Scizor.
Yeah, it's actually, I just looked at the usage stats, and like all the top threats have a huge weakness to fire, except from Slow King and like Lantern, so fire moves are really useful.
Oh, nice.
Another Pokemon that resists fire, before I forget, is Altaria, and it's pretty scary, so yeah, but still fire is a really good type in UU, it seems.
Yeah. In UU, I'm gonna go ahead and pop up UU since we're talking about UU, or actually, yeah, since we're talking about UU, I think we should. I think it's appropriate to pop up UU. So yeah, I see. So Scizor successfully fainted Slow King. Interesting. I'm looking at the UU thing, and the only real resistance for fire is Amistar and Coppletops, right?
Yeah, well, if you look at the usage stats, you have the three I mentioned, Slow King, Altaria, and Lantern. Amistar is not that much used, and I don't think Kabutops is very much used either.
Yeah. So Vileplume Do you think this Vileplume is going to predict the Crawdad switch?
I don't know how long this has been going on. I suspect it's pretty early game, and it's not that much need of prediction. Also, it depends. Maybe maybe it doesn't have sleep powder or anything, so it's not a good idea to go for that. Or it couldn't. Well, I think Crawdaunt is pretty scary when it sets up, so if Vileplume didn't go for the attack, it might get an unpleasant surprise.
Oh man, I can imagine the unpleasant surprise. Yeah. So I'm going to assume like some people ask this, like how many boxes of OU comps do you need in order to attend an official? Like can you just attend an official nicely with one box, or would it be nice to have 2 or 3 boxes of OU pokes?
I have like half a box because I pretty much started from scratch a couple of months ago. And I haven't done that good in OU either, so I'm not a good example, I suppose. But I mean, if you want just for starters, having a couple of different teams, about 10 to 12 Pokemon, is sufficient. But if you want to play a lot, you would need a lot more.
Yeah, if you're just playing for a one time experience, then you can just have like 1 to or to 10 to 12 teams. If you're just playing just to win an official.
Yeah, well, as far as I understand from OU right now, Snorlax is banned, and that means that the only viable special wall is Blissey. So if you want a special wall on your team, you pretty much use Blissey, and that means, yeah, if you have 2 different teams, they're most likely both going to contain Blissey, and then you don't need 12 unique Pokemon because you use Blissey on both teams. So yeah, I would suggest having more than one team, but they don't have to be consisting of totally unique Pokemon.
Yeah, but there are some trainers that do have moves that are completely out of the ordinary, like for instance, Belly Drum Walrein, or some sort of really surprising set that you wouldn't expect. Have you ever seen Belly Drum Walrein?
I haven't seen Belly Drum Walrein. Immediately it strikes me as pretty bad. I mean, if you look at something like Charizard, which has a decent attack stat, even with a Belly Drum there are things that survive certain hits. So Walrein, which doesn't have that good attack stat, and it's also slow, I would imagine it doesn't fare that well.
All right, but how about for those people that have jolly natured Walrein? Is that a useless nature for Walrein?
Just let me check the base stat. Yeah, it has 65 base speed, so even with jolly nature and a Salak berry, it doesn't go that high. It's probably around 170 speed or something. Which means that it's outsped by, well, at least the fastest Pokemon like Jolteon, which is probably gonna kill it after a Belly Drum.
Yeah, but as far as Walrein's concerned for UU, would that be a good pick for UU, or would that be...
UU is kinda like anything goes right now. There's a lot of viable Pokemon.
But can Belly Drum Walrein be played in UU, or is it still bad?
I think it still sounds bad. There's some gimmicks are bad and some gimmicks are good, and I think Belly Drum Walrein is one of the bad gimmicks just because it's too slow. But definitely surprising sets are probably going to work in UU because there are so many viable Pokemon.
All right, and I do have another question though for you. Uh, like I have a question about, like, I've seen in UU be like I've seen like I've seen a couple of some Slowking out there. I've seen Slowking. I've seen Caesar, and I also seen Altrea, like you said. I mean, like, why? Well, why are those Pokemon picked the most? Like, what makes them used more in Yu-Gi-Oh?
All of them are really solid Pokemon on their own and have very few like easy switch-ins or counters or yeah. Just to take Steelix as an example, which is the most used Pokemon right now. It has pretty good coverage with Earthquake and whatever you choose, like Iron Tail, and it has Toxic. Now, if you look at Pokemon that are immune to Toxic, most of them are weak to Earthquake, and Toxic is really annoying to get rid of because you would have to either have Natural Cure or use Aromatherapy or something. So it's just a hassle to deal with Steelix because either it's gonna hit you hard or it's gonna Toxic you. And hitting Steelix is also not that easy because it has a decent typing. Steel is always good and it has really high defense. So it's just that it has qualities that makes it difficult to deal with in many different ways. It has a few ways to deal with it, I suppose.
Alright. I mean, and also I've seen in some of these battles a revival of Misdrevious.
Yeah.
Like, what, why, well, why is this little ghost being revived?
There's pretty much no other ghost Pokemon, and it is not that bad. It has that Perish Trap set, and yeah, even after a couple of Calm Minds, it can hit pretty hard. But the ghost typing in itself is really good, because you're immune to normal and fighting, and also it has Levitate.
Oh, nice. But why not pick Haunter though? Doesn't Haunter have the same purpose, or not really?
To some degree. I mean, if a ghost typing or the ghost type has a really easy time switching in a lot of things. The difference with Haunter is that it's not so bulky, so it basically if you mispredict and switch in Haunter on a wrong move, you're screwed. But with Mischievous, that might not be the case.
All right, and I'm also curious about the I've seen, like, the Miltank has been debated multiple times. I believe Miltank should be moved to OU. What's your belief on the cow?
I haven't seen it used much, which I think is probably a good reason not to do anything about it. I mean, if you want to prove that Miltank is broken, you have to use it and show it first, and nobody's done that. So, I mean, it's not an issue, so there's no reason to do anything about it. And I think on paper, Miltank looks really good, but then when you look at the most used Pokemon, you see that it kind of struggles up there. So, it's a strong Pokemon, but it doesn't really do very good in this meta.
Yeah, and just to cite an example for our viewers, the special defense has base base 70, and the speed is decent though, but but if you curse, then that means you'll lose the speed anyway. But but the special defense though is really bad, which means all you gotta do is just surf and Miltank is done for, right?
Yeah, the problem is I think Miltank can be used in two ways. Either you can use its defense, it's actually almost as defensively bulky as a Slowbro. But the problem is that pretty much every physical attacker in UU has superpower, so it's still gonna shred through you. And the other option is using Curse, but it's clearly inferior to Snorlax because the speed, which is really good, is useless when you're doing Curse, and its special defense is really bad compared to Snorlax.
So this is almost like, I mean, I kind of say this on the forums that this is kind of like a defensive version of Blissey, because Blissey's only good in special defense and it's bad in defense. Miltank is good in defense, but it's only bad in special defense. Do you see the similarity, kind of?
Yeah, I can see it has many similarities with Blissey. When it as a physical variant. But when it comes to Curse set, another thing that it doesn't have, well, it does have a milk drink, which you would generally use instead of rest. So if you get intoxicated, you cannot get rid of it unless you also have Heal Bell, which you don't have room for that in a Curse set. And Toxic is a really common move in UU, and I think that's the main difference from OU, is that Toxic is everywhere and Miltank doesn't have a good way to deal with Toxic if it's a Curse set.
Yeah, I mean, it just, for some reason, it always seems like things around here have like toxic, like almost like they just have to have toxic. Like for instance, like if Steelix, if there's a bulky Steelix, it'll have Rest, Earthquake, and Rock Slide and Toxic. So yeah.
Toxic is what makes Steelix good, and in UU it's a bit more slow paced, and there's more room for Toxic, I'd say, than in OU, where Policia just comes in and removes all the effects immediately.
Alright. So, just out of curiosity, I remember back in Kanto, like back before Hoenn, I remember Nidoking being used more often. Whatever happened to Nidoking, Nidoking's usability?
I'm actually not sure about that. Nidoking is a pretty cool Pokemon. It has an extraordinary move pool. It has a little bit unfortunate typing, and I'm not really sure what happened to Nidoking. I think its speed here is a bit unfortunate because it's slower than a lot of sweepers, and it doesn't have the hitting power to take down walls. So I think it's probably the problem is that it's outclassed by other physical sweepers in both speed and power.
Interesting. So, and I also want to ask about before you purchase a comp, what should you ask a trainer? Like for instance, so that you won't get scammed. What are some guidelines you can say for a comp? Like for instance, I know one rule that having that speed IV 31 is golden. That's what I know. But what are some other tips that comp buyers need to know about?
I usually make my own comps, but most of the information is already available. The thing is, if you're buying hidden power, you should make the seller use the hidden power reveal thing so you can actually see it, because like even if you have to give him the Stardust to do it, because getting scammed on a hidden power is really lame. And yeah, as you said, 31 speed. If it's actually 31 speed, it's possible to make it display that. So you should also make sure that's the case.
Yeah, but I'm kind of saying like for instance on the forums cell, because on the forums they don't have to display anything. They just don't they just type out all the information. But what happens? What happens if they mistype something? Like for instance, like the IVs, he put a 31, and in reality it's a 30.
Yeah, well, the thing is, if it's a 31, you should ask him to narrow it so it shows 31, otherwise it cannot really be trusted. Currently, because we don't have exact IVs, that's how it is. So if you're buying on the forums, I think you should just buy on it, or buy something that you think looks good, and then when you see it in-game, you have to verify that it's what you actually paid for.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I want to give a few good examples of some really good comp dealers that are right now on the forums as we speak. Flava Java is one of them, and another one is Old Keith. Yes, I saw Old Keith having a market, or having a market there. Also, another example would be Double J, I believe. I think he's still selling. Nick Hillar. I mean, just like I said, and also some of these names are branded, which means in the Pokemon game, as far as competitive battling, which means that if there's something with an OT Double J or OT Old Keith, they'll be like, man, that's a good comp, because he's a really good comp player. So, do you think people also have trust in OTs?
Yeah, I think probably people trust the bigger players when buying, because if they were not trustworthy, people will already know about it, because people would complain about them. So yes, having a big name certainly helps your credibility.
Yeah, I mean, I oh,
Oh, was that a disconnection?
I think so. Let's. Would you like to march over to their matches as
Yeah,
well?
sure. We can also comment the matches if you want to. I didn't pay attention right now.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm gonna. There we go. And
Oh, let's not watch Zebra.
oh,
No, I'm kidding. It's gonna take forever. Just watch Destruct.
all right. All right. We'll go and watch Destruct. Uh, I assume looking at the match, I think he swords danced because well, why else would he stay there? Or unless he killed the other poke with the Zangoose. So the Zangoose is just going to keep returning and returning. I mean,
I'm pretty sure Manectric is faster. Oh, well, it is faster, but because it just sub.
isn't Manectric like the UU version of Jolteon? Almost.
Yeah, in many ways, I would say so. The big difference is it doesn't have Volt Absorb, which is immensely helpful for Jolteon, because it means it can actually regain HP. And Electric is a really good type in OU, so it has many switching opportunities.
But Manectric can run Hidden Power Grass, and there's one thing different from Jolteon. It can also run Flamethrower.
Yes, it has better coverage, that is true. And it actually, as I said earlier, fire is a good move in good type in OU, so it is of course good. But Jolteon is the fastest thing around, and Manectric is not. So yeah, there are some differences, some similarities. Jolteon really takes advantage of its speed.
Yeah, I mean, and just the base stat is 130, but all you have to do is just IV like 31 speed, EV at 252, and you're gonna be really fast.
Yeah, you as for typical electric Pokemon are frail and quick and have high special attack, so you just go to 52 to 52 and you're set.
Yeah. I do want to ask about Clefable though. Clefable, I think we were talking about walls earlier. Is Clefable a good wall? I mean, especially right now as we see it's doing flamethrower with Steelix. But do you think that Clefable may be a wall only for experienced players, or can novices learn how to use Clefable?
That's a difficult question. Clefable is nice, it has balanced stats, so it should technically be a special wall or a physical wall, which gives you the moment of surprise. But of course, I would say the physical variant is inferior because, as I mentioned earlier, you have these superpowers running wild everywhere. But I'm not sure if you need to be experienced to use it. It is pretty straightforward. It is very similar to Blissey, but it's not that bulky, so you have to be more careful about your switch-ins.
Yeah. I mean, like, what do you think with the Zangoose? Do you think Clefable could knock that out if you wanted to, or does it
Yeah, it seems like that's what it's doing.
Yeah. Now, Zangoose can just wreck house from here, right? Especially if it has flail.
Well, yeah, it depends. I'm not even sure if Brick Break is gonna do it from here or Fire Punch. Yeah, as you can see, Steelix is just a very solid wall. It's the reason why it's the most used Pokemon. Ah, it has low kick. Right, so yeah, low kick versus Brick Break is an interesting topic because low kick is in some cases much more powerful and in other cases it's weaker. But I think it's generally better because the things that are weak to it are often heavy.
Oh, nice. But does it do more power than Brick Break?
No, the thing about low kick as it powers is dependent on the weight of the opponent's Pokemon, so it can be anything from 20 to 120.
Oh, nice.
So it's Steelix is really heavy, but against something like Clefable, I think it's probably just 60, which means that it's weaker than Brick Break. Don't quote me on that, because I don't know the weight of Clefable.
In fact, I'm going to look up Clefable right now. I have the Pokedex on as we're talking. So the weight is 40 kilograms. That's the weight.
Right.
So what do you think?
That means that its power is 40, I think, because the power is 40 on Blissey, and Blissey is 46 kilograms. So if I remember correctly, and this might be totally off, it's about 120 power if Pokemon weighs more than 100 kilos, and then if it's below, it's like 20 kilos intervals, and then it reduces the power by 20 for each.
Yeah,
I
like...
think,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, that's not totally correct, but something like that.
Yeah, and you were mentioning about Steelix. Steelix weighs about 400 kilograms, so that's just to put our examples in perspective. So Steelix is 400 kilograms. So, and I want to ask, like, I've also seen a comeback of Cacturn. Why is Cacturn coming back so fast?
Yeah, the thing with Cacturn and the same with Shiftry, but Shiftry is maybe not that common, is that it has a typing which resists both stab moves of Slowking. And Slowking is a really good Pokemon right now, so just having a counter for Slowking is a really good idea. The problem is, of course, that they are both weak to fire, so again, as I said earlier, use flamethrower on your Slowking.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so the one thing is that it resists the dual stab. The second thing is that it has stab super effective moves. I think the move they're using is feint attack. So it's pretty much a hard counter to any Slowking without Ice Beam or Flamethrower, and those moves are not that common.
Yeah, I do want to ask though. I've seen the move indexed that it can learn D Bond or Destiny Bond. Can't it just grab Slowking and make it faint if Slowking tries to make it faint, or what?
Yeah, but the thing about Slowking is that it often has Calm Mind, so it turns into mind games. Is it gonna Calm Mind? Is it gonna slack off? Or is it actually going to try to kill me? A Pokemon that would be better suited for that might be Houndoom. Unless you run like a physical Houndoom, which nobody does. So a Houndoom cannot deal with Slowking effectively, but it can use Destiny Bound to try to lure it to kill it.
Yeah, they used to use physical Houndoom for revenge, but I guess they don't do that anymore.
Yeah, it's very underwhelming. Its attack stat is like I don't know, I say 70 or 80 or something.
Attack stat on the base is 90.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad then. But yeah, it's still underwhelming compared to like Stab Flamethrower with that nice special attack. Hits pretty hard.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, also, like, how about I know I've seen some people use special attack Charizard, like for instance, like I mean Charizard is OU, so sorry about that. Let's. I've seen Blastoise before. I've seen Blastoise. So what is Blastoise used for?
So I wasn't here before the split at the end of UU, but I was told that Blastoise was pretty much the only Pokemon in the game that could survive any choice band hit and rest it off, which is pretty good. But yeah, the idea with Blastoise is to take physical hits, but the problem is that before it had no physical weakness before the split. But now you actually have moves like Thunder Punch that can hit it for super effective.
Oh yeah, yeah, and the I saw on the screen Flamethrower Slowking. I think we were mentioning that earlier, but yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm wondering about the set of the Slowking. I didn't pay attention, but it has used Calm Mind and Flamethrower, and I assume Slack Off. So That's interesting. It means that it must have some hold, but it's really good move.
Yep, Clefable is done for. Uh,
Yeah, this match is about to round off. So yeah, now we can see Manectric kind of serving the same purpose as Jolteon. It's a very good Pokemon to switch in after you lose a Pokemon because it outspeeds just about anything and it hits very hard. And in some cases, you can try to trick your Pokemon your opponent to switch out his Pokemon and use a substitute, which makes Manectric a lot more dangerous.
but can't Jolt do that as well?
Yes, exactly. So I was saying now you can see how they work in the same way.
Oh yeah.
That was a really strange move.
Sub or recover?
The sub. Recover was pretty obvious.
I think he was hoping that he would switch.
Yeah, but I don't know why I would think that. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's fishing for the Pattaya. But this is still not good because the Porygon has a traced Lightning Rod, so it's immune to electric, and even at +1, it cannot do much to a Porygon.
So I assume that his last Pokemon is not good. Right? Yeah, it's probably not so good.
Yeah, it's gonna die of toxic. The
But-
Porygon can just recover stallage. It's actually very interesting that this Porygon is running Return, something I did back in the days. It is really good. Like, mixed attackers are always good if you can utilize them properly. It catches your opponent off guard all the time.
Yeah, but what boost do you need for return though? Why, like, how do you run return on Porygon though?
Because it's stab and it has 102 base power, it is just a powerful move to begin with, and it's not resisted by a lot of things, and it's expected to have special attacks. So usually something with low defense and high special defense will switch in, and then return will do just a lot of damage and catch them completely off guard. I've also seen even more crazier Facade, because it's very common to try to toxic Porygon because it tends to, well, it cannot remove toxic on its own, and it's kind of crippled after that. And Facade then has a power of 140, which is even better.
Oh, nice. Let's see. I wonder what's going on in the blue corner, or on the pink corner. Sorry, I'm at the pink round. Strider is right now fighting against Emmy. So sorry to make you run there. Yeah. Oh, Pikachu, interesting. Somebody.
Oh, okay, I haven't opened it yet.
Yeah, Pikachu and Dolphin. There we go.
Yeah, Pikachu has the highest attack stat in the whole game, which is pretty cool. But it's like also the most frail Pokemon in the entire game. So it's the perfect example of a glass cannon. And I think the problem with Pikachu right now, because it's not much used, is that it doesn't have Volt Tackle, which is its main physical stab, and that kind of hurts it. This one seems to be a reversal set, or maybe Flail.
Yeah, I mean, I have seen mixed attacked Pikachus before. Like for instance, I have seen Hidden Power, Grass, Surf, Thunderbolt, and yeah.
It's very natural because Pikachu has such high attack and special attack regardless of whether you put any EVs in it or not. When you use the Light Ball, you can just go like fully physical and then you can still use special moves with good effect, because if your opponent knows your Pikachu is physical, they will try to counter you with a physical wall and then your special attacks will hit hard. So having Thunderbolt on a physical set is not a bad idea.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, how about Pikachu's older brother Raichu? Is Raichu being used that often or not really?
I have never seen a Raichu after the split. Oh, this is interesting, a Gorbis.
Yeah, I've seen Gorbis before. I think don't Gorbis usually run Calm or something? Calm Nature usually.
I'm not even sure what it's supposed to do in this generation. It gets Shell Smash in newer generations and Baton Pass, but I don't know what it's supposed to do here.
Well, I'm glad that I filmed because I think that same Gorbis was there before in my videos, or actually in my first battle of this video was a Gorbis. So yeah, I think this video may help you recognize Gorbis. So all right.
So looking at it, it has a decent defense and high special attack, but it's very slow. It's actually quite a few third-gen Pokemon that are pretty horrible that has this trait that they are slow and frail and has really high attack stats, like Sharpedo and Cacturn. They all have this same syndrome. And it doesn't work in OU, but in UU you can kinda use it because everything is a little bit worse in UU.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason Cloyster was moved over to OU, and I'm thinking Cloyster used to be UU though, right?
Yeah, isn't it because it has a high usage in OU?
Oh yeah, yeah, it did have a high usage. Yeah, it's because it's kind of like you won't be trapped with Magneton or something. I think that's the main reason why it was used.
Yeah, it can spike, and yeah, it's the best non-steel spiker.
Yeah.
I just lied. Pikachu does not have the highest attack stat in the game. It's actually beaten by 2 Pokemon. So the one with the highest attack stat is Thick Club Marowak. And the second one is a Clamperl with some kind of attack boosting item. I'm not sure if it's a Deep Sea Tooth or the other annoying item that you get when you're fishing for shard.
Deep Sea Scale?
Yeah, that one. I think that one might be increasing defense, I'm not sure.
So is
Clamperl is just a terrible Pokemon anyways.
Very true, yeah. Yeah, very, very true. I feel almost like Zangoose is kind of giving TJ a bit of a lot like an advantage, kind of.
So yeah, we've seen in all of the battles we have watched so far, one of the players has used endgame Zangoose, and it just shows how Salakberry and Swords Dance is a really good combination on a Pokemon with good coverage and decent speed and attack.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that I think uh Zangoose should have learned Substitute rather than Endure, because Endure is one of the hardest things you can do.
Yeah, but if you use Substitute, it's much more difficult to sword stance. But if you use Endure, and your Pokemon is bulky enough to take a hit, it's much easier to pull up a sword stance.
All right. So I think after this video, I think people are gonna start using Zangooses, right?
I think they already do, but well, yeah, according to the latest usage stats, it's not that common. But the reason why it's because there are a lot of good physical attackers that does pretty much the same thing. You have Kingler can do pretty much exactly the same thing as Zangoose, and Water Stab is pretty nice for Steelix, for instance. So I think the usage statistics right now, they reflect on the fact that there are not very many good walls, so everybody are using the same walls. But there are lots of good attackers, so they have much lower usage, usage, because there are so many to choose from.
Yeah, but Zangoose I think is gonna probably do isn't like Zangoose may do something like along the lines of learning low kicks so they can counter Steelix, but yet it can also learn T punch to counter Blastoise. You know, it's just. Do you think Zangoose may be the next superstar in UU?
The thing about Thunder Punch is that it's actually weaker than Return against Blastoise, because Thunder Punch has such a low base power, and Return has a high, and when it's Stab, it's stronger. So the punches doesn't really give Zangoose much of an edge compared to the other attackers, which is why I said Kingler has pretty much the exact same purpose. It's just Stab Water instead of Stab Normal.
Oh yeah, yeah, but who's gonna handle Vileplume though? Like how's Kingler gonna handle Vileplume? Well, I guess Kingler can learn Return, right?
Yeah, people use Return. So against Vileplume, Zangoose is strictly speaking stronger, especially because it doesn't die to a Giga Drain.
Oh yeah, but Kingler though, Kingler does have okay. Am I was saying Kingdra. I was thinking I was thinking Kingdra the whole time. Man.
I heard Kingler.
Yeah, I said King. I was thinking about the seahorse. I wasn't thinking about the crab.
All right.
Yeah, it's easy to get those two names confused, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and Emily.
But yeah, as you said, the reason why Zangoose is so powerful is not because of the punches. It is because of these high power moves with 100 base power or more, like Return and Low Kick and well, Flail, of course. And the same with Kingler, which has Crab Hammer, Return, and Superpower. It's not those super effective moves necessarily, but those high power moves combined with really high attacks and sword stance.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, do you think the battles are going to be now focused on the pink stage, or do you think that there's still battles in the blue and green stage?
Everybody loves the pink stage. I think if there are not many battles left, they're going to be on the pink stage.
Right. Nothing in the green, and nothing in the blue, I assume.
No, Double J is actually battling in the blue.
Oh. Oh, nice.
he is either getting 6-0'd or he is 6-0ing somebody. Yeah, he's 6-0ing somebody. Wow. That's so ugly. That must have some boosts. That was a powerful ice beam.
That is called Double J at work.
Yeah, nice. Wow. This is why Jinx is a glass cannon. It it cannot really take hits that well. If that was anything but a Mach Punch, the Jinx would have gone down.
Why is there a person by the name of Burger King? Just out of curiosity. You see all this stuff, but you know, it seems almost like there's a person named McDonald's and then there's a person named Burger King.
I saw a guy named Pikachu, and I thought he must have been playing for a long time because everybody would want to have that name, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But also they do like these database preening and stuff. Do you know about that? Like they preen out the data. So that means that Pikachu was probably, well, probably just gotten rid of.
Yeah, you're right. They did that not so long ago. They cleaned all the accounts, so probably Pikachu was something that was wiped and came back.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm kind of glad that best friends that didn't get wiped. Because I'm here since 2013. Actually, what happened was that I took a long break, and I'm glad that my account still works the way it did back then.
I even have an owl that works because it has like level 55 Charizard or something. If you have a Pokemon at higher level than 60, it doesn't get wiped.
Oh, nice. So you're gonna give your alts level 50 to 60 pokes?
Yeah, that's one way. Also, things with shinies doesn't get wiped. And also, yeah, if it has a sufficient amount of play hours, I think like 100 hours, it doesn't get wiped.
Yeah, I have about 2,000 play hours. And
Nice.
yeah, and some of you all that just wanted to pause the film just to look at my trainer card. Yes, I am poor. I have only 50k. Don't rub it in. Yeah. All right. So, Lily is battling.
Oh, they're starting. So let's watch Destruct again. I think that's more interesting.
All right. Destruct.
Okay, so this is looks like a pretty common opening from what I understand. So Omastar is definitely the best spiker around now. And it takes physical hits really good. And then you have Scizor, which is just one of those Pokemon that's good against everything, and that can set up and be a monster. So it's a bit unfortunate for the Omastar. It would have liked to see like a Kangaskhan or something, because now the Scizor might run wild.
Yeah, but one thing though, Omastar cannot stand Hidden Power Grass. Oh.
Wow, that disconnection.
Yep. I guess we're kind of forced to watch Zebra, right?
Yeah, let's do that.
Alright. So, Golduck and Hitmonlee. You know, this almost reminds me of Pokemon Stadium, because I remember playing Pokemon Stadium back when I was like a little kid, you know, and I remember like in Pokemon Stadium, I was like, hey, Hitmonlee may do good against Golduck. Well, I guess my little kid conscience is right. It did do good against Golduck.
Pokemon Stadium is fun. So this guy, Lily, sorry, I can't pronounce his name. Zebra's opponent, he beat me in the first round. So he has at least 4 Pokemon with boosting moves, which seems to work pretty nicely. I had a Sun team, and it was a pretty close match. I messed up because, well, I was borrowing some comps. I forgot I had Haze on my Omastar. If I had remembered, then I could have dealt with this Mach much easier. So he has at least 2 Pokemon with Rest and Chestoberry, this Mach for instance, which is pretty good because the thing now is that he's gonna use Curse. Oh yeah, and he has this disabled. No, he's gonna use Curse, and the Steelix is gonna have troubles dealing damage. And then, when it's almost dead, it's gonna rest and heal off, and then it's gonna be quite difficult to stop.
Unless Steelix has Roar. Wink, wink.
Yes, most Steelix run Roar. I forgot that for a moment.
Yeah. So Steelix has Roar, I think, for that exact reason.
Yeah, and I think that this Steelix is gonna cause a lot of problems because, as I said, most of his team has boosting moves. This Lapras is a Dragon Dance Lapras, which hits Hitmonlee really hard.
But is Lapras known to have speed?
No, but after 2 Dragon Dances, it should be fast enough to beat anything. Depending on your EVs, of course.
Yeah, because the base stat for speed is like 60.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have enough boosts, you can outspeed anything.
Oh, alright. The Paris song Lapras, I think, is too common. I think, right?
Wait, what move was that?
The Paris...
Return. Sorry, I was just watching the match. I wondered why I managed to knock out the Mach. That's a pretty nice prediction.
Oh, nice.
I assume that it's a Choice Banded Hitmonlee, because, yeah, that's also a pretty common Pokemon. It's, I think it's considered one of the strongest Choice Banders right now.
But can Hitmonlee put a dent into Blastoise?
It can put a dent into Blastoise, but the problem is that it can't just hit once and then run off, because Superpower decreases your attack, so you cannot just keep using it.
So, I assume that the Burnt Zebra, I mean, looking at some of his comps, do you think he's running a rain set? Because Tops is usually there only during rain sets.
You might also run a Sword Stance Tops because it's really fast. I think the best Rain Dance user is Amistar because it's just devastating with those surfs, and it also has the bulk. And I don't think weather teams, well, anything but sun, are that common. Or it might. I'm not sure if it's supposed to kill, but I suspect that might be banded.
I'm suspecting that too. Because usually Tops doesn't just attack. Yeah, he switched. Yeah, he's banded. He switched.
Yeah, and that's, another thing is that usually Lapras doesn't just die to any hit. It has pretty good bulk.
Oh yeah. In fact, I think Lapras is like one of the most trusted, like, you know, other than Blastoise, I think Lapras is trusted to take hits.
Yeah, well, that Lapras was clearly built offensively, but even so, it has enough bulk to take a hit.
Oh yeah. I do want to ask about like why isn't Umbreon OU? Like did people not use Umbreon?
Umbreon is really disappointing when it comes to offense. And well, as I said, this guy is running a lot of Pokemon with setup moves, and that's the kind of Pokemon you want to see. Umbreon is the Pokemon you want to see when you set up, because it cannot do anything against you. But as I said earlier, this Steelix is gonna give this guy some issues. Either it's gonna roar or just attack, because Sneasel is so frail. Yeah, it did just kill it off. I must admit, I was really surprised when I saw my opponent had a Sword Stance Sneasel. If I had expected that, I think I could have beaten him.
Yeah, I mean, so some people watch my videos just to scout people. It's kind of funny to that don't let you say that.
I think he gave up because he Thunderbolted a Steelix. I mean, unless he expected a Steelix to switch out in fear of Flamethrower, but there's no reason to switch out this late in the game, because the Manector could have set up a substitute. And I mean, yeah, he's 6-1 up, so if he loses a Pokemon, it doesn't matter. And that's probably gonna be the end of the game.
Yep. Your opponent lost. Yeah, I think your opponent finally came down to his limit.
Yeah, Zebra is a good player. And I have to read that name. Lilac? Yeah, he clearly had some issues with Steelix.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna look at Destruct's battle. So.
Oh, are they? Oh, I didn't know. Are they probably redoing it?
Yeah. Grumpig vs Porygon 2X, apparently.
Isn't this the physical Porygon with return we just saw earlier?
Possible though. Could be possible since that's the last match we saw.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yep.
So the question is, if it has Ice Beam or Thunderbolt. I suspect it might have Ice Beam because it's more useful against like Altaria and Gligar. And Thunderbolt is not that good.
Oh, nice.
And if it doesn't have Thunderbolt, it might not be able to deal with this Kabutops. Now I am wondering if this is a physical Executor. I didn't know about this earlier, but Executor has a good enough stats to work as a physical wall, and its typing is pretty unique and has a lot of resistances. Like it is it's like a hard counter to Kingler, for instance.
But hang on, Executor can also run Explosion, so that's going to be a bit risky though. I mean, especially considering the fact that the Executor can run or does have the chance to run Explosion.
That was a really strange switch because Executor is 4 times weak to Signal Beam, and well, if Grumpig had Signal Beam, it would be pretty obvious to use it. So switching in Claydol there, not sure if I agree, but he does get a nice light screen off, which means that this Zangoose is not now going to be able to use Sword Stance, and hit really hard. Ah, but it has rolling. Ah, that was a shame. I really like the idea of putting up screens and then boost behind the screens. Yeah, so now I think Destruct might be in some... Well, he's 2 Pokemon up, and he has a light screen up. But I'm not sure if he can deal with this Grumpig very well. That was an unlucky crit, because now the Porygon... it could probably have hit back if it wanted to, but yeah. This is most likely a physically defensive Exeggutor, and it seems to work really well in this matchup. It can just go for a Giga Drain or something.
And now the Salic Berry. Haha, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is that the Kabutops cannot kill Exeggutor from this range, so it just sacrificed itself, kind of. Well, it does as much. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm wrong.
Yeah. You never know. This is why you should watch Roy Rogers' news channel, because you never know.
Well, oh, this Amistar. This is bad. This Amistar is not full HP.
Yeah, not only that, but also these fossils are longtime rivals. Yeah, no pun intended.
I am a huge Amistar fan when it comes to the fossils.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of I like Coppletops. I probably don't use Coppletops in comp though, but I like the design of Coppletops, kind of, which is it's kind of funny that you like Amistar and I like Coppletops, kind of.
Yeah, my oh god, what was that? Oh, Rockslide, yeah.
Yeah, Rockslide.
Yeah, so my preferences for Pokemon kind of changed after I started playing it more. So when I was a kid, my favorite Pokemon were the one that looked cool, like Nidoking and Kabutops, and now I usually consider them competitively. So Amistar I find much better than Kabutops. But with that said, my all-time favorite Pokemon is Marill, and it's not very good competitively.
Oh yeah, and before I was setting up the whole battle thing, which I came up with, he used Frail on Vileplume. So I just want to go ahead and clarify that for viewers, because I was kind of setting up battle as its new little tab, so I don't have to guess what move the Pokemon use.
Ah yes. So here I expect. Oh wow. So I'm not sure about the speed tier here, but actually I have to check that. The thing is, if Zangoose has a higher base speed than Kabutops, it can actually go for Endure and then outspeed Kabutops and kill it. But that's why the Kabutops went for Endure. So if the Zangoose went for Endure, it would have to do it twice, so it could fail. It was a pretty nice move.
Yeah, and Coppletops has the match there. So, do you think everyone is gathering around this pink thing? I mean, I did I see that Kyugazon, or yeah, Kyugazon. I've seen him go around the blue thing, and I don't think he found anything. I think he's looking all over the place for that. So who do you think is going to have the final match?
First, I just want to clarify that Zangoose is faster than Kabutops. So if it had Endure, I wonder why it didn't use it, because it could have won the game. Or, I mean, it could have defeated the Kabutops, but I think that would have been good for the game. But yeah, so I'm looking at the bracket right now. So it's a semi-final time.
Oh, nice. And Burnt Zebra's there. He's all ready with his helmet there. So yeah. Here comes the semifinals.
No, yeah, Zebra won and Destruct lost, so it's a final match between Zebra and the opponent of Destruct, I think, to decide this match. Because Destruct and Zebra are a team.
Oh yeah, the team tournament, yeah. And I'll go. Is it now? Now I know what the name of the tournament is. So finding it on the forums, I can go ahead and put the title of it, which I think for my viewers, I don't mean to cheat here, but I kind of copy and paste the title from the forums,
Yeah.
like for my YouTube video. I mean, it saves time for me, so I don't have to come up with a name though. So if you think about it, these tournaments actually come up with really good names.
Yeah, if it's something extraordinary happens, then you could like add a title based on that. But like if people are interested in watching these movies, just using the title of the tournament is very clear, so people find it easily.
Yeah, that's true. Since there's actually Burnt Zebra was here earlier, and now Count here is here. So do you think Count here is battling against Burnt Zebra?
Yeah, Camp here was the guy who beat Destruct, so they are battling for deciding the match. I think this is gonna be really good. They had decent matches, but I might I might think that Zebra has the upper hand. He seems to play really well.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're kind of big excited here, and we're gonna take a little break here, folks. So, yeah, we're gonna be right back, and Panda J is kind of gluing his eyes right now on the stage, so or he doesn't want to see the audience, or he doesn't want to see you guys. Either way, he's concentrating on something. There we go. So yeah, we are going to be right back. I want to be able to see myself because your wing is kind of like blocking me. So
sorry about that.
No problem. So yeah, we'll be right back with the break. Hello, welcome to the channel. Anyway, today we're gonna take a little break here from the intensity, and here's the shop here, Gloomatic shop. So there you go. If you all want any comps, just go ahead and offer them. And yeah, I'll go ahead and provide a link in the description below. And our correspondent Panda JJ is going to update us on what is going on.
Oh, nothing happened. The Zebra led Hitmonlee against Executor, I believe, and they both switched into Umbreon and Gligar respectively, and then Gligar knocked off the leftovers from Umbreon, but Umbreon intoxicated Gligar. So if um, the counter player has heal bell or something, I think he's in good shape because knocking off leftovers of Umbreon is pretty good. And yeah, now as you can see, we are on turn 4 or something, Slowking versus Scizor, and as we know, this Slowking has Flamethrower, I think. Yeah. So the Scizor would have run crazy otherwise, but luckily he realized that the Slowking would have Flamethrower and switched out. Now you can see the good thing about the Steel typing. Steelix can come in on so many things, and now either Earthquake or Toxic, and something is gonna not enjoy that. It might switch to Gligar, yeah, because it's gonna be immune to both since it's already intoxicated. But it's a nice double switch there by Zebra.
You mean toxic, right? Intoxicated is like when you're drunk.
Really?
Yeah, that's actually what the word intoxicated means. So yeah.
Toxic? How do you say that?
Intoxicated, or
no, the word you're using.
Intoxication or intoxicated. Intoxicate. Like
no, if you use toxic on something.
You poisoned it.
Yeah, but there's a difference between poison and toxic.
Oh yeah. You toxicked it. Just leave out the prefix in, and you'll be fine.
Toxic sounds wrong, but it's fine.
All right.
I'm not gonna say intoxicated.
All right. Unless Grumpig is drunk or Gligar. If Gligar is drunk, then I mean he looks drunk, so you can probably say he's intoxicated.
Yeah, let's say that.
Yeah.
So there's lots of switching going on.
Yeah,
trying to get the upper hand. This might mean that it's gonna be a long battle, or somebody might get the advantage.
Yeah, yeah. It seems almost like musical chairs, almost a Pokemon version of musical chairs.
So that is a specially defensive Umbreon. It takes no damage from a super effective Signal Beam from a Grumpig.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suspect what might happen is that they're just gonna switch around, try to toxic each other, and apparently neither of the players has a spiker, so it's going to be a long match.
Guys, did you hear that? You may want to get your popcorn and your thing. Actually, you know what? Since it's going to be a long match, I'm going to go ahead and cook some bean burritos. Since this is my laptop, I can go ahead and carry this while I'm filming. Yeah,
that was actually an interesting move. The pursuit on the switch there made the Grumpig be pretty much dead at this point, which means that Zebra might get the advantage a lot quicker than I expected.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mean to go off topic, but doesn't Gligar's picture look a bit intoxicated? Like the eyes are big and stuff, you know? I mean,
yeah.
So if Gligar's poisoned, you can say intoxicated for that one.
I think that also goes for Quagsire.
Yeah. Also, yeah, Quagsire also looks like that too. Yeah. So Scizor's right now setting up. to death, and he's he's pretty much forced to switch since Slow King has flamethrower. He's like,
Yeah, I'm questioning this play because what he has to do is that it has to hit the Slow King or deal enough damage to the Slow King before it can start setting up the Scissor. Otherwise, this Slow King is just gonna come in and force it out time and time again.
yeah,
I don't know if it just has a team that's not very well built for Slow King, or if it just doesn't play very well. But that defense drop there was really crucial. Because now the Wild Plume is dead if it stays in.
now, I don't mean to go off topic, but about the Steelix, I think we were mentioning about the Steelix. The Steelix may can Steelix wall a waterfall from a Sharpedo, or will it be instant death for Steelix?
No, it can take a waterfall. I suspect the Sharpedo might be banded because it since Zebra switched in his Wild Plume, or he might have just expected a water move, but it might also be because the Wild Plume is defensive, and the Crunch did almost half. But even a banded waterfall should be survived by any Steelix really, because Steelix is just so defensive.
Oh yeah. But how about against the D-Danced Kingdra? Can it even survive against D-Danced Kingdra?
D-Dance Kingdra is weaker than a Choice Band Sharpedo, and yes, it should be able to.
Oh, alright.
I can calc that just in case.
Sure, that's funny. I think I should have competitive correspondence. That's what I think. Like on the Roy Rogers News Network, I think that'd be nice if I can have a competitive correspondent. So.
Yeah, so most Steelix they run max HP and max special defense. Because they have a really high base defense. So the special defense helps, so you can take things like Psychic or stuff from Grumpig and special attackers. And even that Steelix with no defense investment takes about 3/4 from a banded waterfall from a Sharpedo.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to say that Executor. Do you think Executor has explosion, or is this just a physically defensive Executor?
No, Executor has decent physical defense. This one is a solar beam set, so I think the best set for this is a Sunny Day, Psychic, Solar Beam, and then Hidden Power Fire. Explosion is if you suspect that your Executor, or if you don't want to keep refreshing the sun, and when your Executor has run out of sun, you just want to kill it off in an explosion. Or you can use it on a balls, but I don't think this one has explosion really.
Yeah. I mean, actually, Executor is the first Pokemon to go down. So, what do you think? What do you think is going to pop up next?
It's the first Pokemon to go down, but his Grumpig is as good as dead, and yeah, the way Zebra is playing and his position, what I'm afraid is gonna happen is that his Slow King is difficult to deal with, and that means the Scizor can never power up and do anything. So Zebra is just gonna switch around and play what do you say, correspondingly to what his opponent does, and they're just gonna, I don't think he has to think much because he has a pretty good team matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to say this though. I mean, Uh, one of the worst things you can do with Caesar is keep it in on the slow king. I just want to say that though, because there are some people that think, hey, I can take a slow king, but yeah, one of the worst things you can do with a Caesar is to stay in on the slow king. So that's an automatic rule. Sorry, automatic rule. If there's a slow king and you are a Caesar, switch out immediately. How do you like that rule, Panda?
I think it's a good rule for the first encounter. Like, if your opponent switches in a slow king on your Caesar, then you should switch out just to be safe. It might have flamethrower. But I'm not sure how Caesar pairs with slow king in general, because if it sword stances and has return, uh, it might actually be able to do something against the Caesar. No, against the slow king. So it depends. You have to find out the set of the slow king before you can deal with it. So on the first encounter, you should always switch out maybe, and then see what happens.
Yeah. Uh, I do want to ask about. Uh, I mean, Sharpedo. Uh, Sharpedo is kind of. You told me something about glass cannons. Isn't Sharpedo a good example of a glass cannon?
Yes, Sharpedo is a good example of a glass cannon. I think I'm honestly not a huge fan of Sharpedo. If you wanted a dark water Pokemon, well, Sharpedo is nice, but Throwdown right now, I'm a huge fan of, with Dragon Dance, for instance, because it has Crab Hammer. Uh, the one perk that Sharpedo has is Rough Skin, which means that it can stop any flail users because they're gonna kill themselves if they attack.
Yeah, but uh, but can't they be can't frail users be uh be mixed as well? Like can't they be like frail and then all of a sudden you have another move that's like uh ice beam or something like that. So you don't hit the rough skin, and
Yeah,
then
sorry, I meant to say flail, not frail.
yeah.
Yeah, no, all of the flail users are physical except from Pikachu. But Pikachu is already too slow to work properly. The problem with other flail users is that they have Stalak Berry, so they can be faster than anything, like Zangoose you saw earlier. And for those, Sharpedo is a nice stop. Just to clarify, Zangoose has a terrible special attack, so you would never want to use any special moves.
Yeah, that's true, but how are you supposed to prevent yourself from touching a Sharpedo?
The cool thing is you can't if you have a physical flail user. So Sharpedo is a sure way of stopping that.
Sharpedo is like that giant Oxyconn red sign that says "Stop."
Yeah, either you have to accept your fate and kill yourself when you attack the Sharpedo, or you can switch out and hope that the remaining Pokemon are slow enough for you to kill them without having your speed boost. But yeah,
And
generally Sharpedo stops that really nicely.
yeah, and also another thing it can stop is sword stance users, right? Like the sword stance Zangoose. So that means they won't get a +1 or a +2 attack. Instead, they'll be forced to fight without any perks or any priority.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of scenario that would be. I mean, Sharpedo doesn't wanna switch in on a Zangoose, and a Zangoose doesn't wanna switch in on Sharpedo. It has to be a free switch. Um, but yeah, of course, the Zangoose cannot just boost because it's gonna be hit really hard.
Yeah, but can't Zangoose just hit Sharpedo and take damage from the rough skin and expect the Salic Berry to hit?
The rough skin does minimal damage. It's like I'm actually not sure the exact amount. I'm not sure, like 1/16th of your health or something. But the thing is that when you're at 1 HP, anything kills you, so that's why it works. Rough Skin doesn't have any use outside of uh, killing Pokemon at 1 HP, because Rapido is so frail that you can only get hit by Rough Skin once.
Yeah. Now, Ninetales is an interesting Pokemon, I noticed. Like Ninetales can run, for instance, it can run Imprisonment, which means that if it's Hidden Power, then that means, if it's like Hidden Power, then that means you can run Imprisonment, and they can't do Hidden Power. But then you can also run a Hidden Power Grass Ninetales with Sunny Day and stuff, and, you know, like, Ninetales is a really interesting Pokemon if you know how to use it properly. What do you think about the little dog?
I was, yeah, I think it's a fox, but I was looking at Ninetales earlier. In the last official tournament, it was the most used fire Pokemon. And as I said, I was interested in fire Pokemon because fire is so good against the top threats. And in a sun team, you need a fire Pokemon. And I would say Ninetales is a really good option. I mean, Flareon is also a very good Pokemon, but I'm not surprised that Ninetales is the most used fire Pokemon. It's also one of the few viable Pokemon that learns Will-O-Wisp. Its move pool is not that good offensively. It pretty much just has Flamethrower and Hidden Power, but it is otherwise a good Pokemon. It also has very high special defense. It can kind of work as a special wall.
Yeah.
And oh, Pain Split. So as you can see, it's struggling against this Porygon. Porygon 2 is really good because it has Trace the Flash Fire, so it cannot use any fire moves.
Yeah, but it can use Hidden Power, though, right?
Yeah, but that does nothing. It's not even super effective or stab, or it's a weak move. No, but at the usage statistics, I think Ninetales was almost 10%. I haven't. This is the first time I see it today, but I'm not surprised. It's a really good fire Pokemon.
Oh, what am I doing? I can pop up Ninetales on the Pokedex. Yeah. So I think looking at its base stat, the speed is really nice. The defense is nice as well. How would you Eevee train a Ninetales?
You would either do it defensively, so you would at least have HP is important, and special defense, or you might want to have a more offensive Ninetales where you go for special attack. So I don't think I am the person to ask about EV spreads for Ninetales. The thing is that its speed, 100 base, is really high, so that if you use it as a wall, it will outspeed all other walls, which is nice, and you don't have to add anything. If you want to use it as an offensive Pokemon, you might want to add speed to it, but you also have Houndoom, which is probably a better offensive fire Pokemon special attacker, which is very similar.
All right, nice. And I do want to ask about the whole switching thing. Oh my. So so I'm just curious, like why do some competitive minds like switch Pokemon? Like what's the advantage to constantly switching?
The thing is, if your opponent plays against the Pokemon on the field, then you can predict what he's going to do, and then you can switch to improve your position. So it's all about improving your position. If your Pokemon at the field is bad against the opposing Pokemon, switching into a Pokemon with a better matchup is good, even if you have to take some damage. And usually you would switch so that you'll take minimum damage, because you gain momentum. Especially early in the game, you don't know what your opponent's Pokemon are going to do, because you don't know their EV spreads, you don't know their moves. And then switching is very useful, because the most natural thing for your opponent to do is to fight against the Pokemon you have on your field right now. And then you can switch expecting what they will do, and you can scout them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that Caesar may I don't know. I mean, so Caesar could if he plays carefully, do you think that the Caesar can stay in the field?
What do you mean?
Like, for instance, if he figures out some way how to maneuver, like where Slowking can faint somehow, would this person be using Caesar to wipe clean?
Yeah, he's probably going to attempt that. Now, yeah, as I said, switching earlier, like you said, if you have a Slowking against a Scizor, always switch the Scizor out. Now, a cool thing is that if you switch Scizor out and the Slowking doesn't use Flamethrower, that might suggest that it doesn't have it, or maybe it just predicted you to switch. And that means that next time you can try to set up and kill it. But of course, you can never be entirely sure that it doesn't have Flamethrower until you see all its moves. But that switching is a very good thing for scouting out things like that. And when you know a lot of things about your opponent's team, you know which of your Pokemon that you can set up and sweep with if that's your goal.
Oh yeah, and actually, I've seen some people actually write down on notepad like some people's teams. I'm not going to give an example because it's for my own personal gain, because I'm kind of playing competitively. So, I mean, I'm not going to reveal my journal, but all I can say is that I've been through many matches before. So, yeah. So, as far as scouting is concerned, how do you prevent people from from knowing what you're going to run whenever you battle?
What you can do is that you can have nicknames on your Pokemon, and then you can have same Pokemon with different move sets with the same nickname, so that if your opponent has seen the nickname before, he might relate it to some kind of move set, and then you're bluffing because it's a different set. That's one way of preventing your opponent from scouting you. I think in general though, just switching your team between every round and having solid teams makes scouting pretty much a non-issue.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some people have the exact same team on the first round, second round, third round. Like, how would that take extra confidence or something, or what? Like having the exact same team as you fought with in the first round, and the second round, and the third round.
You might. I mean, if you use the same team for the two first rounds, somebody might scout you like your opponent or maybe a friend of the opponent, and they will probably predict you to use the same team again, and at that point it's easy to get counter teamed, like a team built specifically to beat your team.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know if it takes extra balls to have the same team in all rounds. I see that pretty much everybody I've seen so far have been using the same teams. Maybe switching one or two members in case they're afraid of getting counter teamed. In UU, there are a lot of Pokemon, and a lot of them have similar roles. So switching just one or two Pokemon means that your team is almost the same, but it cannot get counter teamed that easily.
Oh. Alright. So this match is moving kind of quickly, I guess. Not as quickly, but it's moving. It's moving.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Zebra is one step ahead at all times, and now he brings out his Hitmonlee, which I think can do some work here. I'm pretty sure a Mach Punch will kill from here because Hitmonlee is so strong and Sharpedo is so frail.
Or he could just do Mach Punch there. Or Superpower. Yeah, that's gonna knock out Grumpig. So, do you think that what are his other two Pokemon other than Sharpedo? I know that Sharpedo is one, but what's the other one?
I honestly didn't pay attention. I don't know if you even know.
I think it could be. I don't know if it's Caesar. I don't.
Oh yeah, maybe that's still left.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen Caesar in the field. Although now the opponent's kind of struggling. He's like, what do I pick next? Do I pick? Yep, Caesar. Caesar is still alive. But Hitmonlee has to switch because he has an attack lower, right?
Yeah, he might be thinking it doesn't have to switch, but this Hitmonlee is going to destroy that Sharpedo, so he probably wants to keep it for that. Otherwise, he's in such a good position that he could just sacrifice it and go for another superpower because it hits so hard.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, he has his Caesar counter here.
What do you think? What do you think's faster, Vileplume or Sharpedo?
No, this Sharpedo is faster. It's max. Well, it has a higher base speed, and it's certainly max speed because it's a band, and that's its purpose, just hitting fast and hard. But that was a critical hit, so it's locked into Earthquake, and it's not gonna kill now.
Yep. In fact, he's gonna repair his damage as well.
Yeah. So Zebra just won this.
He's gonna try to blockade that Vileplume from doing any damage.
I mean, it just takes one misstep for Counter to lose this, but he might as well make a mistake. Oh, sorry. Yeah, he might as well play perfectly and keep this match going.
Well, there is one advantage though. He does have Sharpedo though, which means Slowking may seek doom.
Yeah, if Sharpedo had Pursuit maybe, but I don't think it can learn that. And it already has Crunch.
Yeah, but
And as you can see now, this Flamethrower, which is not even Stab, and it's probably not much special attack invested, and it's not very effective, it still does quite a bit to the Sharpedo. So if Zebra's opponent is forced to switch around, he will just rack up damage and eventually lose.
yeah. I do have something though. If Sharpedo knows... Oh. Sharpedo's banded. Alright. Umbreon's gonna try to Pursuit. So...
Yeah, that was very ballsy. Well, I mean, I still think Zebra got this.
Yeah.
He just needed to sacrifice something to get in Hitmonlee for free, because Hitmonlee is just going to destroy now.
Mach Punch. Ouch. Okay.
Yeah, it's a banded Mach Punch, and it's gonna kill, and then it's gonna kill Sharpedo. He just has to spam the A button to win.
You mean the Z button?
Yeah, in this game it would be the Z button.
Yep, he has that match.
So you can see most of the game Zebra played pretty straightforward. He just reacted to what his opponent was doing. So he's a pretty well built team.
I'm gonna give the public congratulations. There we go. All right.
I never have the normal chat on, so I can only see your text bubble. I cannot read the chat. So that means the Zebra for finals. Didn't he win the last official UU as well?
I think so. Yeah. Would you like to face the camera? I'm gonna end this audio. So anyway, this is the Roy Rogers News Channel, and Panda JJ, he if he's available, I might use him as one of my correspondents. He's a really excellent correspondent here. So thank you Panda JJ for being our correspondent.
Thank you for letting me be here.
Hey, no problem. And don't forget to visit Glue Mac's shop, which, if I remember correctly, I think Glue Mac is in your team, right?
Yes, and I think you refer to her as a guy. No, she's a girl.
Oh, Glue Mac is a girl. All right. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even know that. But yeah, I'll go ahead and provide the shop in the description below. Don't forget to comment or subscribe to my channel. And this is the Roy Rogers News Channel signing off.
Nice, I like your channel.
Thanks.